So we're here to talk about a fantastic collection of cameras we have coming up for sale on the 30th of January here at Dawsons Auctioneers. They include, some of these are in front of me, there's approximately 20 lots of Leica cameras and accessories dating from kind of 1930s up to 1980s. So a big spectrum there, they're all in fantastic condition. So I'm here with Matt, and he's just going to talk us through a bit of the history of Leica and the interest that they should attract at auction.
Thanks, Peter. Well, Leica, I mean, they are the highest quality cameras you can get. I mean, German quality, absolutely fantastic, and they're absolutely desirable by any collector of cameras. Started, well, the camera side of the business was started by Ernst Leitz, whose name is on most of the cameras that you will see. And he started off producing microscopes, moved in, I think, a little bit into cine cameras, and then finally went into the still camera. And what made Leica unique was that they used roll film, 35mm roll film, as they did with the cinema film, but at a 90-degree angle. So rather than the film coming down in a cine camera, the roll still camera was in that shape. So that's really their unique point at that time, was they were using roll film as opposed to plates and so on. It's their first cameras they produced in the 1920s, and they were a bit of a storm when they first came along, because one of the other aspects of them was that they used detachable lenses. So we've got a Mark III lights here, and you can see that you could just unscrew the lens and fit another lens for whatever you wanted to use. And that, again, this is a unique point. You couldn't do this with a lot of other cameras. So if you wanted to have a camera specifically for landscapes, for example, you could use one lens, and if it was for a portrait, you can use another. And very portable too. And just precision engineering for them. Super cameras. The name Leica?
Yes, tell me about the name Leica.
The name Leica is a combination of lights and camera.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Well, so it's just lights, camera.
Excellent. And aren't there some examples? Unfortunately, we don't have any here, but there are some examples that were used during the Second World War, and they have particular collectible interest.
Yes. So yeah, you have to be a bit careful though, because you get the. Unfortunately, German army used lights and Leica to produce a lot of equipment, and a lot of that was included with the cameras. So you get a lot of cameras that were recovered as Germany was repatriated, and obviously American soldiers, British soldiers, they would bring back Leica cameras, and some of those would have military emblems on them. These days, though, about 80–90% of those are fake.
Okay.
And they were produced. There's a lot of fakes for Leica. Russia was making a lot of cameras very similar to Leica as well, but they just don't have that same standard of engineering as the German. The German cameras.
But an interesting thing as well is that every single camera body and the lenses all had their own unique serial number, and they started at a certain number and have continued right the way through.
And they carry on going, and it's great because you can actually date every single thing just by that serial number. And sometimes the lens can be worth more than the body of the camera, because there was some where they only produced 200 or 300 of that particular lens. So for a collector, it's a great field to go into for collecting.
Okay, well, this collection is coming up for sale, as we said, on the 30th of January. We have got a preview online now, so you can have a look at those. The catalogue will be out roughly a week before the sale. Estimates range from a couple of £100 for individual lots up to £1,000, depending on the rarity of the camera and the pieces. But please have a look at the catalogue. And if you have any questions, any further details we can help with, please let us know.